Hello, Grand Park community. It's Courtney. Welcome, as always, to your Yoga Ala retreat. I'm really glad you're here to practice with us today. So today I wanted to offer this. So yoga for me is a practice of the heart, a practice of remembering, of letting go, of reconnecting. So I'm just going to lead us through a little intention setting to set the tone for whatever you want or need practice to be together today. Often I pick a theme for us, but today I just wanted to, don't worry, I'll lead you through it. I'm not going to ask you to teach the class, but I just want to give the opportunity to allow this to be a class for whatever you need today. So we're going to place our hands on our hearts. And we're going to soften the eyes closed and just draw ourselves into the here and the now. So whatever just happened, happened. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Can you be in this space of right now? Can you feel maybe even the beat of your own heart? So maybe a little gentle pressure across your chest with your hands. Can you come into this space of your heart by connecting to your breath? Maybe even imagining the breath was starting in the heart and releasing from the heart. And then I'm just going to ask you this. Why are you here? So what are you here to remember about yourself, to connect with, maybe to even let go of? So just asking your heart that, and it's okay if you don't know. So asking, what are you here to do? What are you here to remember or connect with or let go of? And then if any idea popped up, maybe setting a simple word or intention to help you do that and practice that on your mat today. So maybe it's to be present. Maybe it's to be in the breath, to remember the breath, to remember the present moment, whatever it is. And if you're like, what is this woman talking about? I'm just going to set an intention for us all, if you don't have one, to be in your heart, to move from your heart. And then drawing your hands in a gesture of prayer, bowing into whatever your intention is. So if it is to be in the heart, bowing into your heart. If it's something else, bowing into the word that you've set for your practice today. And then we'll draw our hands down to the thighs, and we're just going to start to breathe with this quality. So it really does help if you set an intention that's like a single word or a simple positive phrase. If you're working with the intention to be in the heart, that's a pretty simple phrase. So we're just going to start to breathe with our intention. So with your palms down on your thighs, close your eyes. Allow your breath to reflect your intention. So if your intention is to be calm, can you find a calm breath? If your intention is to be in your heart, what does that look like in your breath? So the breath really does inform and send messages to our brain about how we feel. So establishing our intention through the way that we are choosing to breathe. And if all of this sounds really strange, just start to take some slow, full, deep breaths. From here, we're going to take the chin into the chest to release the back of our head. Shoulders are coming away from the ears, so maybe physically sending them down. If it's helpful to have a visualization, maybe imagine heavy stones being placed on your shoulders. You have the option to stay here. You could also interlace your hands and put a gentle pressure on the back of your neck if that helps you get into the space of your neck and you can still breathe fully. From here, we'll take the left ear to the left shoulder, getting into the space of the right side of our neck. Maybe remembering your intention and approaching your neck with your intention. So yoga teaches us a lot about our awareness and our action and how that informs our experience. So the physical yoga practice can be a really beautiful way to practice what we intend in our heart. Chin goes back into the chest, right ear goes to the right shoulder, coming into the space of the left side of your neck. So steadying your gaze, allowing your intention to come into the space of the left side of your neck. Allow your breath to inform how you're approaching the left side of your neck. Coming back to center, we'll come in for a spinal twist here. So you're going to take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand comes back. So shoulders come away. So left hand is on left thigh. Left hand is on right thigh. Right shoulder's coming back, and we find lots of length in our spine. So we're twisting from length here. We're finding our breath. Coming back to center, switching to the other side. Right hand goes to left thigh, left hand comes back, shoulders come away. We find length in spine. We send that left shoulder slightly back. We find a gentle twist of the heart reaching for the left shoulder. Coming back to center. So we're going to take a shoulder opener. I'm going to scoot back a little bit so you can see. So we'll take an interlace of the hands, send your interlace away, keep as much bend in your elbows as you need, maybe bending them to start. And then we'll take that interlace up and overhead. So the palms are facing up. We have a bend in our elbows. We're going to keep the shoulders releasing down to the earth and then start to extend your arms any amount. So the arms don't have to be straight. You don't get any kind of a yoga award if your arms get straight. I'm going to send you a yoga award if you connect with your breath and you honor your body. So shoulders away from your ears, coming into your intention, maybe breathing into the space of your heart, maybe softening your expectation of your shoulders or honoring your shoulders as they are today. From here, we'll take the left hand down to the floor. The right arm reaches up and over. So we're going to get into the right side body here. So your left hand is on the earth. We're reaching our right hip down and we're reaching our right fingertips away from that right hip. We're honoring what's happening in the side body. We're breathing with it. We're using our intention as an anchor, so that we give our bodies, our minds, and our spirits a focus. Coming back to center, right hand comes down, left arm reaches up and overhead. We're grounding down, especially into that left hip. We're finding as much space as feels good, honoring our intention on the left side. Coming back to center, one more interlace of the fingers. Send your fingertips away. Find as much bend in your elbows as you need. Palms come to face up, elbows are bent. And then extending your arms any amount, shoulders coming down away from the ears. Soften your jaw. On your exhale, releasing your hands down to your thighs. If you do have a cross of your legs, you might take an opposite cross. We're going to come into one breath work exercise, and then we'll stand and we'll move a little bit more. So we're going to come into humming. So this I find is becoming a crowd favorite. It can be a little, I don't know, I want to say like unusual or awkward at first, but it's a really beautiful way to feel connected to each other, to connect to our bodies, to calm down our nervous systems. So humming, singing is very powerful, especially in community. It's a great way to find union with each other. Unfortunately, we can only do it on a screen right now, but that's okay, we'll still do it. So for humming, what it's gonna look like is we're gonna take an exhale out. We'll take a big inhale in, and then you'll hum your exhale out, almost like a bee hum or like a and you'll let your hum take up the space of your whole exhale. We'll pause, we'll inhale, we'll hum. We'll do this 3 times. And if this isn't making sense, you can just see how it goes. And I think it'll make sense when we do it together. So it helps to steady your gaze on a point. So I like to steady my gaze on the floor, or sometimes it might help to close your eyes. So from here, we'll all let our exhale come out. Through your nose, breathe in slowly and fully. Let it come all the way out. Through your nose, inhale. Let it all come out. Through your nose, inhale. This will be our last one. Let it all go. And then allow your breath to come back in. Maybe notice any benefits of that humming practice. And then we'll find our way to a stand. So if any of you are curious about that humming exercise, I would really recommend reading Resmaa Menakem's book, My Grandmother's Hands. It's actually a book about racialized trauma, but he talks a lot about the nervous system. There's actually a lot of yoga ideas in it. So I can't recommend that book enough. It's such a beautiful exploration of this stuff through the body. So we'll take our hands down to our hips, grounding your feet, maybe even lifting your toes up, spreading them wide and settling them down. Coming back to your intention, and we're going to move from the space of our intention. So as you inhale, arms rise tall to the sky. As you exhale, bend your knees, release yourself into a fold, let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift, heart reaches forward, head away from tailbone. Exhale, forward fold, let your head go. Inhale, arms draw tall to sky. As you exhale, hands come into your heart 2 more times, coming from the space of your intention. Inhale, arms rise tall. Exhale, forward fold, release your head. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, hands come into your heart. One more time like this. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, fold in half, let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your heart, release your head. Inhale, draw your arms tall. Exhale, hands come into your heart. So we're going to keep the hands together here, except we're going to take the fingertips to face forward. So the elbows are out, the fingertips are faced forward. We're going to start to rub our hands. We're going to keep our feet grounded down. If you need more stability, you can take your feet a little wider. So we're creating some heat between our palms. We're going to add some strength. So this takes a lot of tricep and arm strength. And we're going to keep coming back to our intention here. So what happens when things get a little hard or uncomfortable? Can we root ourselves with both feet on the ground in our intention and not be so reactionary maybe? So of course, if there's pain, you can come out at any point. If this is causing your arms to feel a little wobbly or tired, maybe stay and breathe and approach it with your intention. Softening in your jaw and your shoulders, just a few more rubs. Release your hands down. Let the whatever tingling in your hands maybe be a source of energy to the world. From here, elbows stack underneath the wrists. So we're going to come into another arm strengthener. So sending your fists close and then fists open. And we're going to move a little faster, like I always say, like a flashing train sign thingy, you know, like when you're at a train stop and the lights are flashing that a train is approaching. So elbows are out, shoulders are down, gaze is at a point, feet are supporting us, intention is supporting us, and breath is supporting us. So at any point, if there's pain, please come out. If there's discomfort, maybe work with your intention to stay. Notice what's happening in your breath. Can you breathe into the space of your intention? We're going to be here longer than any of us probably want to be. Softening in your jaw, softening in your shoulders, bringing in your intention, and moving from the space of your intention or your heart. A few more little flutters of your hands. Find your way, mountain pose, maybe feeling the energy in your hands. From here, inhale, rise your arms tall. Maybe you look up. As you exhale, forward fold. We're going to pause here, so let your head go. You can take your feet wider if that creates more stability. Either grabbing opposite elbows or letting your fingertips dangle. Definitely let your head go. Maybe some gentle shakes, yes and no. And then maybe softening your eyes closed or taking the eyes to a single point. This is a great low back release. It's a great kind of reset for our nervous system, so we'll stay a little longer. pressing down into your feet. Next time you inhale, roll yourself up. Fingertips come to your shoulders. We're gonna do our angel wings, chicken wings, and then we'll just roll the shoulders out here. So drawing circles with your elbows. You can move slowly, you can move quickly. Just listen to whatever feels right and whatever is in alignment with your intention today. And then we'll take the elbows the opposite direction. From here, we're going to take our legs nice and wide, so probably 3 to 4 feet between the legs, depending on how long your legs are. The heels are going to come in, the toes are going to go slightly out, and we're going to come into temple or horse pose. So big squat, knees are going out and back, heels, soles of feet, everything is glued to the earth. Hands can be at the heart, or you can extend your palms out with the shoulders reaching down away from the ears. We're going to come into a little balance here. So strength and balance. Anchor yourself in your intention. We'll reach up through the left heel and then set the left heel down. Reaching up with the right heel. Set the right heel down. A few more times each side. Left heel lifts. Left heel goes down. Right heel lifts. Right heel goes down. Left heel lifts. Left heel goes down. Right heel lifts. Right heel goes down. One more time each side. Left heel lifts. Left heel goes down. Right heel lifts. Right heel goes down. Press down into your feet, extend your legs. We'll find our way into warrior two. So we're going to start on the left. So right heel is going to go in, left foot's going to go out. We're sinking into the space of the left hip, and we'll extend our arms out. So we're in a heel to arch alignment. So the heel of the front foot is in the arch of your back foot. If it feels okay in your body, the biggest bend that you can do in your knee to reach maybe a 90-degree angle, but if that's not right for you and your intention, don't do it. So reaching your arms out to the side, find a few breaths here, grounding down as much into the outer edge of your back foot as you are your front foot. And then from here, we'll extend that left leg straight, reach your hips back, extend your left fingertips forward. Left hand goes down, right arm goes tall to the sky. So we're finding our way to triangle pose. Left hand stays really light here. So we're using the strength of the belly to twist our heart up to the sky. You can look up at your extended hand if that's not right for you. You can look down at your left hand. A few breaths here. So the right hand is the top of our triangle. The feet are the base of the triangle. Inhale back, warrior two. Right hand goes down, left arm reaches up. We'll take a few breaths here, reverse warrior. And then coming back, warrior two. Extend your left leg. So we're going to come into one more round of horse pose, temple pose with those heel lifts. So toes go out, heels come in. So 3 to 4 feet, about the same width as you just were. Bend your knees, knees go back. Find your intention here if you need it. We'll start with the right foot. So right heel lifts, right foot goes down. Left heel lifts, left heel goes down. Right heel lifts, right heel goes down. Left heel lifts, left heel goes down. Right heel lifts, right heel goes down. Left heel lifts, Left heel goes down. Anchor yourself in your intention if you need it. Right heel goes up. Right heel goes down. Left heel goes up. Left heel goes down. Press into your feet, lengthen your legs. We'll take warrior two the other side. So the right toes are gonna go maybe to the back of your space or the front of your space, depending on how you're oriented. Heel to arch alignment. So big sink of the right hip. The right heel is in the arch of the back foot. Arms extend out from your shoulders. Shoulders come away from your ears, gazing over your right fingertips. Come into the space of your breath. As you inhale, lengthen your right leg. Hips go back, right fingertips go forward. Right hand goes down, left arm goes tall, triangle on the right. So we're using the strength of the belly. Right hand is super light, so maybe even taking your palm to face forward just so you're not pressing your palm into your leg. So belly strength is reaching the heart up. Maybe you look up if that's not right. Listen, honor, and look down towards your right hand or your right heel. Inhale back, warrior two. Left hand goes down, right arm goes skyward. Reverse warrior here. Inhale back, warrior two. Extend your right leg. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do another round. We're going to come into a forward fold. So toes go in, heels go out, melt your heart forward, let your head go. So maybe the hands come down. You can always put something underneath your hands to draw the floor closer to you, like a pillow or a blanket. You could also keep your hands at the hips. So toes are in, heels slightly out, gentle pressure on the outer edges of the feet, head and neck fully release down. Connect with your breath. Remind yourself of your intention if you've forgotten it. Hands come to hips if they're not. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, press yourself all the way up. Heels inch towards your hip distance. Mountain pose. So we have one more standing posture. We'll do tree for balance, and we're going to really approach it from the space of our intention. So maybe here, place your hands on your heart again. Remember, we were trying to figure out what we want to remember, what we want to let go of. Making that into a word, something positive and actionable. And then we'll bring that into our tree pose. So hands come to your hips. Steady your gaze at something eye level, maybe slightly above eye level. Something that's not moving, definitely not the screen. Shoulders come away from your ears. Find your breath, remember your intention. We'll start on the right leg today. So grounding down into your right foot, right thigh is slightly pressing back. And then the left foot comes in like a kickstand at the right heel. So you can take your right hand to a wall if that is helpful for you. Notice what happened to the breath. Notice if you forgot your intention, bring it back. And then you're already in tree, you're welcome to stay. If you think you would be more connected to the pose by taking the foot to the calf or the inner thigh, you're welcome to take that, pressing the foot into the leg, keeping that gaze steady, keeping your breath steady, honoring your intention here, using it as an anchor for a often very challenging pose. And then finding some expression with your hands. Maybe your expression is hands on hips today. Maybe your expression is hands over your heart center. Maybe your expression is to grow your branches tall. Let your hand expression be a reflection of your intention. And then the next time you exhale, release out of the shape. So other side, letting go of what just happened, drawing ourselves back to our intention, back to the breath, hands on hips. If you're using a wall, making sure there's a wall on the left side of you, grounding down into your left foot, so letting the left leg get active and strong, pressing back slightly, gazing at a single point, eye level or slightly above. Find your breath. Remember your intention and allow that to inform your shape, taking the right foot in at the left ankle. Honoring yourself if you need a wall today. And then seeing what your expression is on this side. It doesn't have to be the same as what you did on the other side. So it might be staying here. It might be taking the foot into the calf or the inner thigh. See if you can let whatever you choose be a place from your intention and not your ego. So the ego is a very tricky thing. The Yoga Sutras talk about the ego a lot. So the idea with yoga is that we surpass the ego, that we understand the difference. So instead of forcing something or proving something, can you honor what is here? And that can be really challenging. We are operating in a culture that does the opposite of that. So it is in conflict. Finding an expression of your arms that comes from the space of your intention, maybe your hand on your heart, maybe your arms extend out or the hands stay on your hips. And then releasing out of this side. Really great work, everybody. So we're gonna come to legs up something. This is a crowd favorite as well as humming. So legs up the wall is legs up something. It doesn't have to be a wall. This is a closet door. You could do legs up a cabinet. You could do legs up the refrigerator. We want a free space. So if you don't have any wall space that is clear, maybe think about using the back of a door as long as somebody else isn't gonna come in. So for the sake of this exercise, I'm gonna say wall whenever I'm talking about whatever this is. But wall could mean cabinet, refrigerator, closet door, whatever. So you're gonna tuck yourself into the wall. So right shoulder, right hip, or left shoulder, left hip, it doesn't really matter which side you come in. Just make sure that you're tucked in close to the wall, so you could even rest your head on the wall. And then keeping that connection of shoulder and hip, you'll slide your hips forward, coming down to elbows. And it really does help to set this pose up so you don't have to hurt your back later. So we have either the right hip and the right shoulder or left hip and left shoulder. And then in a super fancy dance move, we're gonna send the legs up the wall. So taking our bottom flush to the wall. And if your bottom is not flush to the wall, come back down and set yourself up to get nice and close again. So legs are stacked in an L pose. It's normal to feel tingles in the legs. That's our body recycling oxygen and blood. If at any point it feels weird or like it's way too much, you can soften your knees and rest your feet down on the wall. Find an arm position that allows you to be in this shape. So some people like to take their arms wide. Some people like to rest their hands on the body. I will ask you to find space around your neck right now. So notice where your shoulders are. Send your shoulders down. And then I'm just going to give us the space of a few minutes here to be in this shape. This is a restorative pose. It's really great for our nervous system. It's a great way to calm down, to refresh ourselves, to create more space and ease for the legs. So I'm just going to be quiet for a few minutes and I'll call us back. Remember, if it's ever too much, flatten your feet to the earth or to the wall, bend your knees, and then rejoin whenever you feel safe and ready. So a few minutes here in legs up the wall. See if you can watch yourself take 3 more full cycles of breath here. And as you exhale, sliding your heels down the wall, bending your knees, rolling over to one side, making a little shelf for your head in your inner arm. Take a pause here. Feel the ground touching underneath whatever is touching underneath you. And then using your free hand, press yourself up. And then go ahead and find a comfortable position on your back. So I'm gonna come up to the screen to talk us through some finishing stuff before we rest. So make sure you're comfortable on your back, wherever you choose to take. If your low back is sensitive, it might be helpful to bend your knees and rest the soles of the feet underneath your knees. If it feels good and comfortable to rest flat on your back, you can do that. And then here, I'm gonna ask you to rest your palms on your belly. We're just gonna take 3 breaths into our belly. So let your exhale come all the way out. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release out of your belly. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release out of your belly. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Allow your breath to take over however it wants to breathe you. And then from here, we'll slip off into a minute of rest. So Savasana, final resting pose, softening your eyes closed if they're not already. And just giving yourself the space of a minute to be in the space you've created in your body today. Starting to draw awareness back to your breath. Starting to find small movements in your fingers and your toes. Option to take a full body stretch, maybe arms up and overhead, toes pointing away from you if that feels nice. Eventually rolling over to your right side, making a pillow for your head with your inner arm. Pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, resting your hands over your heart once more, softening your eyes closed, maybe feeling the beat of your own heart. I hope you feel more connected, that you were able to let go of something or to remember something about yourself here. Thank you so much for being here with us at Grand Park today. I'll see you again very soon.